to Wyrdisch, the place where we can have conversations with everyday mystics so that you can just feel absolutely at home with the weird, with the woo-woo, with the paranormal, and with ancient wisdom. I have a new guest today. His name is Shuy, and he is a retreat master in Mexico, and I met him in Tulum. We had 2 amazing journeys together, and he has he immediately, as soon as I saw him, even on the first call, there was an immediate connection. He has such a beautiful big heart, and the work that he does is so foundational for everyone that when after I did my journeys, I asked him if he would be on the podcast, and I'm really excited that he said yes, and I'm really excited about hearing the stories that he has to tell, because he's been to so many different places on earth. He's been with so many different shamans and so many different tribes, that this path is just the beginning. This is just the start, and it feels like we have been to so many places, and all of these parallel lives together. We've walked so many places together, and now we get to walk it again. So welcome, Shuy.
Very happy. I want to feel like I'm part.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I currently live in Tulum jungle. We come to this space because we started with a project of life. We're building a retreat space to help people to heal. We were working with this around 6 years by now. And yes, we are start, first.
Okay, your audio just stopped. Yeah, that's better now. There we go, you're back now. Can you repeat the last bit?
Okay, thinking. Uh,
Yeah, we came here right now to be in the energy so that we can help raise consciousness. We chose this. we chose to be the forerunners. We chose to be the first ones to go and forge that path.
Yes. We make the decision. We're blinded, but we know there's something else out there. And when we retreat, the things that are blinding us, we can see the whole world very different. I always say, like, we live like if we have sunglasses on. If you have sunglasses, you look at the reality. You realize that the world is different. The colors, you can see the everything, the textures, everything more clearly. And that's now how the system has fooling us and all the things that we made. Through we were born, how we were raised, and all the programmation from TV and from a lot of things that not us is that we're supposed to survive outside.
Oh, I can tell you so many stories about that, of not living my life, living someone else's life, and realizing like that was a huge realization. And I've talked about this on another one, on another podcast, is me not living or following my dreams, but following the dreams of my dad. But once you see it and you see it clearly, you can change it easily.
And and when you say dealing with the life of your how your father is supposed to tell you, well, there's a thing that we have. It's like a programmation that we have from our ancestors, and we are programmed to make those same mistakes and repeat the patterns, like put in alignment all together, like what my father used to do, and it's certainly when I'm saying, oh, like patterns are coming out. Yes, this is true. We carry all those codes and everything. It gets to us, and yeah, we have to change that in order so mistakes that our ancestors managed to move and have a new life, and find a new meaning.
The thing, so I don't see them as mistakes. I see them as it was all born out of survival, and they did the best that they could with the information that they had, and they did it better than the generation that came before them. And so where we are now, we live in the most abundant world that's ever existed. And we are the most, like, the highest frequency beings on the planet. And the new generations that are being born, they are of even higher frequency. And so, uh, but what is different than let's say even for our parents, is that we have the technology in our bodies that we can ascend to higher frequencies now with little or no effort, whereas older generations, the ones that came before us, they actually have to put in a lot of effort to do that. But the it's all in our DNA, it's all in our bodies. Our bodies are the highest technology that has ever existed. So we can't reproduce that with AI. We can't reproduce that with any other like chips or technologies. The biological technology that we have is the highest technology, and when we connect uh with the spirit realms and with the plant realms, we can enhance all of that. and go beyond the five senses that have kept us inside of the structures and kept us inside of the lineage that we've come with, and go beyond that. So tell me about you have been with many different cultures and many different tribes. Tell me about the one that stood out the most for you, or the
Well,
experience.
every culture has like it's like everything, you know. You have good things and you have bad things, and you have the masters that receive them to the world. You have to know what is good and what is bad, and what is good for you and what doesn't belong. But I can tell you so many different things about different communities, the good things, and some of them they're not too good, but they're good so for the people that want to be good, you know. Like um, like I tell you, like the Shipibo tribe, when they sit down with the mother, so um, they do diets, and these diets are very strict, and sometimes the diets are plants or they have to get down in the process. And they're very strict. This that ritual and this ceremony aspect. And they mostly go to the darkness and they see Icarus. And there's another fraction. There's so many different cultures, and the other culture that I I uh, I like a lot the medicine are the from Colombia. The Colombians do different diets. It has a male master from who has a female. Basically, it's the same, but it's not the same. Why it's not the same? Because the plants they don't grow the same plants. Yeah, the different types of plants, and the medicine has for urging it to push a little more. So there's where the healingness comes. And yes, also how they cook it. And in every community, there's the shamans and there are cookers. So some shamans cook, some shamans, that's what the shaman always does. The shaman has his own people that he has. He's been home and the cooker comes and he only is cooking because those people don't only like to. But what I'm saying about the cooker is also very important. So is the energy that is put in the prayer. The prayers are different. How is from each community, and that's from the how to do the medicine. Like in Colombia, it's a male energy, like I say, and basically the male man cooks the medicine, and then the older grandfather called taitas, they are the ones that are serving the medicine. And different from other communities that very open, like Brazil or in Peru. These tribes, they let the woman, serve also because it has more female energy in medicine. You can feel that when you have it. So, like I can say, each community has different ways of methodology to apply the medicine to their patient. They don't need, doesn't mean that this method is better than others because the each methodology adapts to the spaces and to the reality that's surrounding. So there's some other um, ways that are serving out the medicine that we also have learned from different other shaman that have we have bring to this ceremony because like I told you, we started with drinking some different types of medicine. So that's where we start to learn and see the effects and the process of each culture and each medicine. So you can feel what is good and what is better to bring to the final to now that I'm helping I'm making this service. I can provide, like, okay, I'm going to be providing the best aspects, the best thing that I have learned, I have felt, are okay, comfort, so that they have a great journey. There's another way to serve the medicine in Peru. There's in Sacred Valley. There's a person that goes Diego Palma. Diego Palma is one, and the other is 𝒸𝓃𝓊𝓉𝒶𝓁, I think. And well, they both they're not traditional curanderos like Pechitivo, but they developed different ways to serve the medicine. Like they integrate mantras and they integrate more because we have to make Anicaro. Singing Anicaro in the Shipibo language is a language that for us that we are from Occident, it doesn't belong to us. We're not we, we don't know the language, so we don't know the word, and it's not quite proper that we start singing songs in Icaro, in language people, because we can really get and send a message to the patient because it's not ours, so we have to be the most uh, as can I say the most ourselves as we serve, like
Authentic.
authentic. Yes, that's the word. The most authentic and the best way that we can transfer this knowledge that is through energy and through process and through know and how to give, how much to give, because like I told you, there's good things and bad things, and I see some people that they share and they gave too much medicine to the patients, and when they bring the medicine from the communities, when they bring it outside, the medicine is very constant because they have to drain all the water. So it's very different drinking Peru, in Colombia, than drinking in here. Sometimes in here, yes, because they didn't know how to put the right amount of water where it could be more strong. And it depends also how much are we going to give to each patient. So I see that spaces that that the shaman, they bring the medicine, they put too much medicine to the people that all the spaces destroyed. You know, there's no energy contained, and the people don't get nothing but just like, okay, I didn't understand nothing. I have like disturbance, and some people pass through very, very emotional process. Sometimes they don't assist in some communities. They think they work better to heal each person to heal themselves. But in a contained space, when there's too much people, sometimes you cannot let that happen. Why is it? Because when there's someone with a lot of emotions and is struggling, is having a very hard, difficult time. Yeah, if it's only him and it's a private ceremony, it's okay. Maybe he can yell, he can scream. But do you really have a contained space, a space with a 10, 6, 10, 12, 15 more? What you start getting some energies there, not theirs, and they start contaminating. You getting in some any other. So it's very common that yeah, I have felt it, I have been there, and I have seen it too many times. Yeah, this that become great shamans with great medicine from great communities from a lot of times. But what happens when the ceremony ends? You stay in a state you feel very different. You don't feel joy, you don't feel happy. You're like something is disturbing. You have an entity inside, and you have to do another job to clean yourself to release because it's normal that you get attached with some other. It doesn't matter that it has to be from one community or from each community, or if it's indigenous or if it's not indigenous. It's the process and really the responsibility is very important from each individual. Each individual has to be very human. Eric, I was unless that you are solving your problems, it that's some other problems that are not yours. And instead of dealing with some nasty aspects, you amplify your traumas, you amplify your your pain, or you amplify some things that are outside. Um, so this is what I can tell you. This is how I see the things in life, because, like I told you from the beginning, when I began, they they just sent me to the ceremony because I needed. So I didn't believe in now all this began. I just started following the system and then see how I was improving myself little by little, and, and get to open my pineal gland. And at the beginning, I was a little bit scared of the medicine, or what would happen, what it mean. And as soon as I started drinking and drinking and drinking, so I realized that I was getting better. And yeah, these all aspects come all along just when I began to drink more and more and more, get to know more the medicine, that I can start realizing what was happening in my environment. And not all, not, it was not all, just a shaman. It was also the people that were bringing them, like the musicians. When you have, when you bring into to your team, to your space, a person that is not well, that is not healed, and it wants to sing, and wants to improve, and wants to, and the energy just gets chaotic. Everything just breaks up, and yeah, you have it's a very delicate space that you have to, like. Be like a surgeon, very, like with the people, like they hear it there, and you get to know them, because the medicine is not for everyone. Some people say, yeah, no, the medicine is not for everyone. We have to check a medical, like especially if in case of bipolarity, if they're not taking any drug prescriptions, for anxiety or depression. We have to be very delicate with that, because if we get to our space some a person that is not good, or is taking a medication that is not good for the process, it can be very harmful. Um, you have to talk to people, and you have to say, so, oh, I say, even if they want the healing, I have declined so many people. Like, I have to tell them, like, look, there's no way that we can do that. This, that's where we have this condition, like epilepsy. There was a people that sent me a register. He was very optimistic, and I was like, medication. Yeah, I'm taking this medication, but was for a period that I have a long time ago. But you're still taking it. Yeah, but he was like just like trying to hide it. So I have to check on the medication. This medication showed me that it was for epilepsy, and epilepsy, we cannot, because what happens if we take the medicine, and an epilepsy event can manifest there, so we will be completely bad for him. So, and like that, that person, there's so many other types of friends that we have the people. If it's good, if it's gonna be bad for them. The people that get better results are the people that already starts working with meditation, that have to open their pineal gland, that they are willing, and they're coming to the open part. Because it's very important when you're going to sit down with the medicine. First of all, you have to get rid of every expectation. No expectations. Don't expect that you're gonna see, that you're gonna go, that you're gonna open be with God. It will not happen like that. Maybe because maybe you have to go first, deep inside down, to see all the mess that you're doing to fix it. And maybe then you can go up. But that's how the medicine is. And yes, it's how I see it. When people come with some preparation with an open heart, just receive what I need to receive, and accept what is going to be. The results in the people are very incredible, very incredible. And how did that? Well, returning to the community, or the tribe, the PGB, I went to Colombia. I love the culture. It's one of my favorites. But there's, yeah, some things that I don't, I don't agree with them, because they have their own culture, and as each culture, they try to preserve their traditions, and they try to preserve the ways have they were. get used to serve the medicine. You know, like when when I took, like I told you, when I took the first time the medicine, I didn't expect that I was gonna be here. But one thing was very important that came to me when I take the first time. It was something like about masters, and the word keeps coming back and coming back. I didn't know nothing about this spiritual thing about the mastership people. I didn't know nothing about it, but this word keeps coming back and coming back. Uh, and I remember a lot my uncle, that it was my father. He was the brother of my father, and I remember him because I used to train with him martial arts karate when I was very young, like I was 12 years old, and he was like a father figure because my parents got broke up and separated, and I didn't have any father figure. He was like a father figure to me, and he was telling me a lot of things, and yeah, I really admired it because he was like, wow, he was a great master. Like admiring you get to admire like the power and the will, but he was telling me a lot of information that was not clear for me, and he was telling me a lot of things about the enlightenment and the light, and he also was telling me about Carlos.
Wait. Carlos, can you repeat the name again? Is that the person who wrote the books about the shaman?
Yeah, it's a person that wrote the book, but was talking about this person. Why?
Um, okay, so I read his first book,
Mm-hmm.
and like I have a very deep connection to
Mm-hmm.
the the figure
Mm-hmm.
in the book.
Okay, right. Well, okay. And he was telling me this, and he gave me this book. And he gave me, yeah, I remember he gave me the first book of, it was the Enseñanzas of the One. So all this information, I was too young. I was like 17 years old, 18 years old, and there was so many information that I cannot, like, um, I was like, oh, this is just a big trip, like he took, like, and he was telling me a lot of things that now that I open myself, and now that I'm living a different life, I see, the lightning. I see that, yeah, there's a God, and there's everything surrounding us here, this energy, and yeah, a lot of things starts, clicking and coming down, and when I took my first intake of the medicine, this all these things that from the past, and my uncle, just show up. And now he passed out several years ago. He died from cancer, but his spirit keeps coming back to me and talk, and I feel his essence. I feel his knowledge, and it's very beautiful. And have to pass several years, because I still was in martial arts, and I got to train. And yeah, there were some things spiritual over there, but I didn't get to understand it. And now that I already passed that, and let that ego aside and start to see some other things. I really start process and understand all the meaning that is surrounding us, and yes, uh, but we have to be committed with track way best form, best shape as we can be, because we are a reflection of the divine. We have to work with our, we have to start the side. So when I started taking the medicine, I was beginning to think to fix my ecosystem. What was around me? You know, I used to work the restaurant industry, and I managed a lot of people, and there was always problems, and there was always, and I wasn't a good person. I was I was not a good uh, I was not good, like say like this chief, you know. Um, so when the medicine came, I start to try to get start to get realizing the things and work with. I start working with my conscious. I start beginning to start fixing these things that were not good, and they were need to. I have to tell conscious about conscious. And when I started fixing all the things, I began to see how I was starting improving in my life, improving with my family, improving with my friends. I was, like usually when we are in the normal, we say in the first layer that we are in life, we we do things because we are supposed to do things. Like we drink alcohol, we don't eat with people, with food, we eat junk food. And when we start to realize, okay, this food is not good, this drinking is not good, suddenly something happens and you start leaving some things behind, and you
Yeah,
start
you
moving forward.
decalcify your pineal gland.
You start decalcifying.
You decalcify it because those are all the
Mhm.
things that keep you stuck in the system. That
Yeah.
is like those are all the things that calcify your pineal gland, that like create this shell around it
Hmm.
so that you don't have access to it. And once you stop eating all the shit, once you stop drinking all of the shit, like it's and you start actually eating proper food, whole food, real food, you start decalcifying your pineal gland.
Yeah, completely. And what I see that in these cultures, mm, yeah, they have, this old ancient medicine. They have all this ancient knowledge, but they are committing the mistakes that we commit, and they start drinking. I see shamans that drink. I see shamans that don't well, starting junk food, or they don't because it doesn't have to be also with conscious. It also has to do with this knowledge of and knowledge and know what is good and what is bad for your body. And yeah, a lot of people are ignorant of that, and for that particular reason, they cannot achieve enough, and they cannot go to any higher level. So yeah, the when you're taking the medicine, it doesn't. It will not be like a guarantee you will get to this point. Because if you don't do the work to get to this point, you will get back, and you will get back, and also the people that are coming attention to the, if they think that it's a magical key that's gonna open a door and everything will be happy and everything will be fixed and there will be a better personal life. So they will drink the medicine, they will feel okay, they will go to the house and they will feel, oh, okay, this life is beautiful, life is great, I'm gonna fix it. But if they don't do the homework at home, and if they don't really put the effort to do it, they will be coming that back to the same pattern. Start doing the same thing.
It is a
So
magical
that will
key.
need to go again. Eh?
Yeah, it
They
is a
will what?
magical key. It is a magical key. The thing is that exactly as you say, if you like, the deeper you go, the more magic will come out. So if you just stay at the surface, only surface will come out.
Mhm. Yeah, but
It
you
will stay
need
the
to,
same surface.
you need to, yeah, you need to improve and you need to work with yourself because that's the really key of this of the magical key. The medicine only opens the doors, show us, but we have to go through. We have to walk. We have to change the things that need to be changed in order to be you need to be a better person. That all the things of this noise that was bothering you, that was not letting you be happy, you have to start solving that. So you are the only one that can really change it because the medicine only shows us what we need to see.
Yeah,
The thing that we have in our eyes,
blindfold. Yeah,
yeah,
blindfold.
you remove it and you start seeing with clarity, you start seeing the things in life. You start to say, okay, yeah, I need to do this, I need to do this goal, different things, in order to change and be better. And once that you start working on yourself, you will not longer. And then it's only will help push, you know, and that's the beauty of maybe when you can start realizing and seeing that there's beauty outside without because yeah, the medicine helps a lot because something there are there things that are very difficult, because we are programmed this way and we are with our head in these ways. Yeah, yes, we sometimes need a recipe or sometimes we need to cure an addiction, like that. I receive a lot of people that came to me and say, "Look, I have this illness, and yes, it's okay. What's the problem? I'm not. I'm not. I need the help. I need help because I cannot stop." And I say, "Okay, we're gonna make a retreat. Basically, it's 1 week intense, but we have to first we have to go in the process that if he's have the will, because the more important is that people that have the will to change, or they cannot change because it's very difficult because they are attached to something that they uh, ask I more. I need this to feel okay, so they cannot leave it because as soon as they stop, they start shaking, they start feeling bad, and just that. So yes, I have outreach, and they come with an open heart, and they come with a will to change, and that is the key, because when they accept all the process they have to go through, and they accept that they have to do a struggle and fight, they really can achieve it. So, for instance, I have this lady that come with this husband, and yeah, she come because she was having like alcohol problems. She didn't drink she didn't take every day, but at the first day she took, he spends like 1 week, and then she stops, and then it was constant, constant. And when she came to me, it was like shaking, just with a lot of like anxiety and things inside. So we need to first uh, clear the blood, through a candle session to help her release the pharma and everything that is the toxins that were making her shake and making addiction. And we have to cut that, and then we have to start starts unlocking the the structure of the mind, because when the mind is set to do some things, it's very difficult even when you think it, but the mind will continue to do the same pattern because it's used to, you know uh it's so when she began with the first session, they were very hard, and she couldn't get it because also she was very afraid. But in the middle of the session, we gave her the ayahuasca, and yes, she can release it. She can get down and starting to heal some trauma, because what this medicine does, it heals a lot of traumas that we have, because a lot of things comes from traumas and past lives that we have, and we don't know it. And when we have this energy that is bothering us, we cannot unlock what is the problem of what is the real problem of the situation. So when we go deep inside, we can unlock this. We can see, what was there from our childhood, a trauma, or something that was there that was locked, and we didn't know it. And we have to change all our brain power to try to work in a proper way. But what happened that this thing that stayed inside, it didn't never come out. It didn't heal. So when you go inside, you heal these aspects that was from the past, then we can move forward and continue with the work. You will be more calm, and suddenly the people will you will start feeling better. So when this person get out of this space, he he thinking that she was like anxiety, she was not feeling any need more for drinking. Even now, 6 months, 7 months later, she texts me. She was clean, was happy, and when she was happy with her life, and daughter, but are that we can help her. So yeah, like those kind of people that we help are the ones that really bring us a lot of joy and a lot of uh, for, for the people, like just not just awakening, because you can awaken in very different ways. So really change your life in order to be a better person and to live with your family and live a much better than
Wow. Thank you. That's a beautiful example of when someone finally surrenders to going through each layer and getting to know themselves, how they can then come out on the other side, the person that with the identity that is totally aligned with themselves. That's just amazing. And like I've been listening to everything you're saying, and so for me, something that I really appreciated with your process is the medical background that you got from us, because that showed me how much this matters to you, and you can see the consequences based on the medical history. So for me, it was my second session, and so no one asked for that information in the first ceremony that I did. And I like that gave me more confidence in you and your process, because I could see that how thorough you are, and it is also for you, like I saw for you, it's a filter to filter out all the people that you already see don't match the criteria to come into the ceremony, just because they're not ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
So for me,
a lot of
that's really good.
unfortunately, a lot of people are doing this for business, and they don't care. And like I told you, instead of the people just feel forced what they attach, it's very responsible. Who are we are who are we from both sides?
Yeah, I
The
totally get
patient,
it.
who is the patient? What really he's seeking? Because there's people that don't are not seeking, like the same as some other one, and also the people that is serving what was really their intention, and the process and the know and the respect he has for this process. And it has to be a very professional criteria, and not many persons know it. I get to know a lot of things from that, because um, one of my mentors also was my grandfather, and he was very disciplined person. He always taught not to cheat, not and he was filling with this information. Every time we get to the car, he was talking. He was giving me the information. And one of the aspects that I have is that I cannot lie, because I was raised that way. I was raised to always do the proper things, to always um, to
It's
always
called integrity.
to work with the good and the faith, and always be alignment with God, and what's good and what's bad. I was really into this when I was young. So this ethic that I was raised, I was raised through my entire life. So as soon as I get to the medicine, I start realizing, I say, "Oh my God, this thing is not okay, and this shaman is not doing good. This is not good." So then I started to realize, yeah, you cannot put any of the people that there are here serving this medicine as something divine. We cannot just say no because he is great because he comes from he's from his grandfather was this, and he was from lineage, and there's nothing about that. There's that for me that thing doesn't exist. Yes, lineage help is good, but you have to remember everyone is mistakes. So if you have someone that already passes to darkness and to his takes and now readaments and can tell you what is good, what is bad, I think that's a good person. If you have someone that was born always with light and then suddenly he turned out to turn that back into the darkness and start thinking and start having and yeah, that's not good for someone to go and choose.
And that's integrity. So the person that you show up when you are with someone else and the person you show up as when nobody's around, if those are two different people, that just means that you are wearing a mask, you are putting up a performance, and you like that isn't being in integrity with yourself. And but the thing is that has, and I totally get what you're saying. In the end, it doesn't have anything to do with you, or you can do like I have the same principles: no lying, no cheating, um, no stealing. And so that, and I show up all over the place, always the same. It's always me, but that's also me as an Aquarius rising. Um, like I show up in all places. I'm always the same person, and I can't hide. And I really like what you said. So I'm just gonna rephrase it a little bit. That even shamans, everyone, every human being is equal. We're all the same. There's no one that you should put on a pedestal. So no
Mm-hmm.
one is above anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nobody burns. Nobody's divine.
no, we're each, this is
Mm-hmm.
the thing that you said at the beginning. Each one of us is just a fractal of source. It's a fractal of the divine, and each one of us is divine. We just don't remember. Most of us don't remember that we are divine and that we are one. We are the one and the zero. We are the one incarnate and the zero that is the all. So that is like that's the origin. It's where everything begins. So we are everything. And that's a paradox. And each one of us, it's like so I call it we are gods playing in a sandbox who have forgotten we are gods. And we came here just to remember that. And I also like what you said about the awakening, that just waking up isn't that's just the beginning of your awakening, and we go through all of these stages of awakening, and like just because you've woken up doesn't mean that you don't advance, or you don't like shedding off all of the layers of conditioning that we've received during our whole lifetimes, that we've received through our lineage, and from the parallel lives that we've lived on this earth, walking all these places. And yes, not everyone has incarnated as many times as we have, but most people on earth have incarnated millions and millions of times. And so these are all the things that you bring with you. And so, when you go through the stages, when you work with the medicine, you can, you go through the next step, you open up the next door, and you go deeper. And so you get to understand, and you get to shed all of the layers, and see the conditionings, see the beliefs. So for me, like the universe, um, is not, there's no good or bad in the universe. It's neutral. It's the question is, what meaning are you putting on it? And so for me, if you say, okay, well, this is bad or this is good, that is just a meaning that I put on it based on my experiences and how I define good or bad. But in the end, the universe gives you the thing that you need right now. Because like the universe doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you need. And in this moment, that is the thing that you need for your highest expression, for your biggest soul expansion. And because that is how you can grow and evolve. And so you are always exactly where you need to be. You're always getting the thing that is in your highest and in your biggest benefit. It doesn't mean that it feels amazing unless you decide that it does feel amazing, although it can be quite uncomfortable. um but all of these things are just here so your soul can expand in the most significant way possible. And once you understand that, and so once I went from the like seeing the concept to actually feeling it and getting that point, it's not that I'm not compassionate. So when I see someone else in their life, like let's say complaining about XYZ, I can give that person unconditional love and full compassion, because that is the thing that they need to experience right now for their highest good, for their highest expression. And I don't have to jump in and say, oh no, look, this, like, you have to do XYZ, because they're not asking me for advice, they're just complaining about whatever shit is going on. But I don't have to point that out. So like that was one of a big learning for me, is just because I see someone else's topics, someone else's karma, someone else's things that are going on, doesn't mean that I have to say something about it. I can just sit there, bring them compassion, send them unconditional love, and not interfere with their journey, because that is exactly what they need to do right now. Unless someone comes to me like into a coaching session or into hypnotherapy, then I will, of course, tell them exactly, okay, yeah. But otherwise, I'm not going to interfere anymore. Where I used to interfere, but that's the thing. It doesn't have anything to do with me. Just because I see it doesn't mean I have to do anything about it. And that's something like the medicine has helped me see clearly, is you are on your path. And like the journey that I had with you, the ceremony I had with you, one of the things that I asked was, what is my purpose? I asked it because I thought it was fun. And the answer was, your purpose is to live a fantastic, fun life on Earth as a human being. There you go. Uh, and that's it. That's all we have to do. Yeah, so okay, I could have gotten angry with it, but no, of course not. It's the perfect answer. It's the cosmic joke of, you guys wanted to be on Earth, you wanted to be in density. It's the hardest experience that you can have in the whole universe.
Yes, yes, it could be
You
hard, but
wanted it.
it's how that you want it and how that you put the things in order so the life is as needs to be, because not all the people that are not there, that you need to know to realize how to live well, good, and better. And you have
And you choose everything. You chose this body. You chose this family. You chose this.
to.
Because that, like, I understood that actually right at the beginning of my journey in Mexico, is, oh wow, you chose all of this. the body, you chose the lineage, you chose the place, you chose everything for the journey of your lifetime here.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the free will.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all of the different parallels that are all going on at the same time, this is the thing that you are experiencing, like this is what you are conscious about right now. You can start seeing all of the other ones at the same time. So those are some of the things that happened when we were in Teotihuacan or Palenque, and Chichen Itza, is like seeing the parallels all going on at the same time and understanding that it is all me. And I chose this one this time to walk the places, to go and visit the places where I have been stuck in karmic cycles, stuck in the lineages, stuck in suffering, and causing pain, feeling pain. I mean, I'm using that word right now. You don't usually use it. I usually use discomfort, but like you could feel it and you could see it, and once you could see it, and just see it as this is me, that is a part of me. Bring the love, bring the compassion. You start to alchemize it and then integrate it, and you can just like suck it up into you and say, okay, this is part of me, but it's not something that I am going to entertain. I have the ultimate free will of what comes next. Yeah.
Yeah, that choose that works for us, that gives us up.
We are the architects. Yeah.
I feel like uh, we are with help, sometimes the medicine help divine.
Yeah. And open up to the multidimensionality of you.
And explore and find that it's and the knowledge that it's outside and the codes are infinite. More, more knowledge from everything. What, like you can learn a lot of things, but you can only keep what works for you,
Yeah.
and that's
Only the
the
things that are
beauty,
aligned.
and that's what makes us individuals and makes us authentic to get to know what's better for flowing, expand.
Yeah. In the end, so each one of us is a specific frequency, and no one else can be your frequency. And there is nothing on Gaia that she doesn't allow. There's nothing on this earth that she hasn't allowed. So, you can take the wars, you can take the pandemics, you can take viruses. There's nothing on this earth that she doesn't allow. And at the same time, there's nothing in your life that you don't allow. The question is, what is it that you want to allow into your life? Which frequency do you want to allow into your life? And that can be the lower frequency of you, or it can be the higher frequency of you. And so something that happened, when I told my daughter I'm going to Mexico, and 2 weeks beforehand there was a lot of riots in Mexico. She's like, "Mommy, you can't go to Mexico. It's too dangerous." And I said, I'm going. It doesn't matter what you say. I'm still going, and I'm going to be safe, and everything is going to be fine. And Gabriela and we traveled Mexico for 6 weeks, the two of us. Sometimes, I mean, I even traveled part of it alone. She's still there alone. And we had the most amazing time. We experienced the Mexicans, the places, just with everyone was so welcoming, and loving and everything. And the thing is, like, I felt so much like a Mexican. To me it felt like home. And I wasn't born in this lifetime inside of an indigenous lineage, indigenous as the way that we define it. I was born to the indigenous white person, the ones that have moved so far away from the roots that we don't call ourselves indigenous, although everyone is indigenous to Earth. Everyone is. Just like, I remembered so many lifetimes being in Mexico and walking through the jungle, that it felt so natural to me. I just loved being there. And I haven't loved, love being anywhere on the planet as much as I had in Mexico. And being in ceremony with you in the middle of the jungle at night under the stars, with just the spirits of the trees and the elementals, and the nature was epic. It was so beautiful. I mean, the thing, I can't sleep when there are too many noises around, and I didn't bring any. I forgot to bring some earplugs with me. And the music that I heard in the jungle that night was just amazing. I loved every single little bit of it. And again, I slept maybe half an hour. For me, it was bliss, just because I could connect. I was totally rooted. It felt like home for me. That was my experience. And just the way that everything was presented, the whole process, it was so beautiful. For me, it was a perfect thing that I could have a wonderful journey with so many messages, so many visions, to go deeper and deeper and deeper into all of the things that for me are relevant and were relevant, that I needed to see at that time. And like, I'm coming back, Shuy. I'm gonna come back, and I'm definitely doing another one with you. Because for me, it was perfect. And I'm so full of gratitude to you, to your beautiful wife who I couldn't meet in person, and to Brie as well, to the medicine, to of course to Gabriela. The whole thing, I mean, it has already changed my life, and it hasn't even been 4 weeks yet since we saw each other, since our ceremony. It hasn't even been 4 weeks, and like literally the next day already changed my life. The
Open
next
the eyes to decrease the age and realize that life is beautiful and
life is
it's out
amazing.
there. It's out there. You know, like that the healing aspect with the nature, with the mother nature, is very important because here this is a very very high frequency. There's a lot of oracles in this land. A long time ago, this land is charged. When I'm working at the space, nature, charge myself. Great energy. All I get to know how everything is interconnected. All the trees, everything is like a big net, and I get to feel it, and get to feel the animals, and I get to feel like the earth and the miscellaneous, the miscellaneous from the mushrooms. You can feel the layer also that is there. Everything that they tell you in the information that the plants are connected, and yeah, everything's real and it's there. Such connection to Mother Nature that gives us healing power that is out of way you can have. I mean, in some all other different lands, and yeah, some lands don't have the same charge of energy of life as this land. This land is full of that energy, help a lot process.
Yeah, absolutely. It was amazing. So is there anything else that you want to talk to me about?
Well, just confidence yourself, have the calling, do something. Don't be scared. The first rule: don't be scared. Leave all the fears and everything just aside. Always follow your intuition. Go with an open heart, and you will always find what you're seeking. But that's the most important message. Doesn't matter where you go, if you go. Yes, always do a little bit searching, and yeah, see some other people's reviews and like just and yeah, and see what the real experience, and go with an open heart. And if it's for the first time, it will always give you something. Give you something. You will change life. That's good.
Yes, come with an open heart and no expectations. What I find, or what I have found in the past, is don't be scared is something that a lot of people struggle with. not so how am I supposed yes, how am I not supposed to be scared? How do I do that? And that, I mean, I people that I've talked to, at least back here, and I've told them that about the journey that I had with you, and nearly everyone said, "Oh no, I would never do that. I'm too scared."
Yes, it's fear for the unknown.
Exactly.
That's the real how we can fear of no, of fear of what I have to face, or who I have to deal, or what do I have to live through the process that I to so I can be there. So when you see all the things that you have to live, no, you say no, I'm better this way. No, forget it. I will not make it. So yes, it's very different, but really, really, can you have this change? It's lovely, and you're gonna do it. Yeah, it's very difficult from the 100%. Maybe 10% will really get what they want, what they really need. The other percentage just have an experience, but well, I just do it because just to do it, but they didn't have any intention. So yeah, it's important to always have. You're seeking to be a better human being and to fix all the things that are surrounding you and all these noises and all the things that you don't feel good in life. You feel that something is missing. You feel that you need to change something. You're making a lot of things. You're going to the gym, you're running, you're meditating, but nothing has changed. Maybe there's more that you need to work uh, from the physical, uh, how how it looks. There's something more inside that you be aware, and so in order that you can enjoy life, that you can be a better person, you can fix all the things and you can fix. So yeah, what I can, that's what I can say to the people. Like, they really desire of them. They feel they need, uh, uh, a change in their life. Is yes, come with an open heart. Um, your intentions is very important, because if you don't have a clear intention, you will not succeed. Maybe you will find things something great. Yeah, it happened, but if you don't have any intentions to work with you, there's no meaning.
Yeah. So, the thing is that that is with everything in life. Every morning that you wake up, what is your intent for the day? What is your intent with everything? And once you get that, once you understand that part, that everything is intention, that is when things start to change. And so in the end, then there's no fixing needed. It's understanding or inner standing, knowing that you are the one, you are the cause. Everything around you is the effect. You are the cause. Yeah, beautiful. So thank you very much for that. Um that's amazing, and it's been such a pleasure. Thank you for all of the wisdom that you've brought to the table today, because uh that's so important to have someone who is in it with an open heart and integrity. And because you are blazing the way, because you are talking about it, that is going to lead to other people also going to stand in their integrity and instead of putting masks on, instead of putting on a performance, because that just leads to more effect. You are the cause, you are your frequency, and you are magnetizing everyone who is in I was going to say relationship, but that's not what it is. It's in resonance. That's the word. Who is in resonance with you, and you are magnetizing, you're attracting all of that, and that gives that ripple effect, because then they have the frequency of their integral, authentic person, and that will then like just ripple out, and it's exponential. At the beginning it looks like it's linear, but it's always exponential, because each person they meet will then have receive the frequency and the magnetism and the attraction of the higher frequency. And that is how we are now changing the frequency of Earth, is because each one of us is doing the work. Each one of us is showing up authentically. And that is exactly how we raise consciousness. It's just you being your authentic self in your frequency. And being the role model for yourself will, because that's an invitation, it's a portal for the other person to do the same thing. And it will just all ripple out. Thank you very much, Shuy. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. And so can you give me some information about where people can find you, how people can work with you? Are your socials and anything? I will link it below.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we have a web page that is called Awakening Booking, where you can find all the different retreats that we manage, and all the different sessions that you can take. And you can find me also on Facebook. I have a page that is it's a community. They Instagram that I just opened again because I have some problems inside, but I have to. I'm taking everything. See from our history, how we started, how we started bringing the shamans, because we started in the path. I didn't mention it, but we started because Aurora, my wife, she went to Peru, and she went with this master. And when she get there, and the master taught him, he didn't charge a lot of amount of money, but he asked her to bring him to Mexico to start doing this. So when she came back, she told me, "Oh, the master just asked me to do like this, to do ceremonies, nothing about it." So, well, we have a community, we stay at his house, and there's energy that is needs to be exchanged. So we exceed, and we organize the first three ceremonies. And from that on, some other things. And they start bringing in, and that's really when we started to start organizing another one. And really when we start learning this a lot of different ways. Basically, we're done. We get to this stage, we get to this knowledge. We already have, the knowledge, and to share the proper way.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I will put all of the links in the description below, so you can find Shuy and Aurora and have the most amazing inner journeys. I'll also put my own links below for any of the my personal readings or offerings that I have, and I work a lot with cacao, with ceremonial cacao from different countries. And so right now I have like a special going on, and this isn't paid, I'm not getting paid, but I just like to support other people. So this is a lady that I met here in Switzerland, and she has a shop where I also buy my cacao from. And so, because I'm really convinced that our daily rituals determine the direction of our lives. And so for me, it's something like, I don't use cacao daily, that doesn't make sense for me. But there are situations like when I want to go deeper into what finding intention, finding an answer for myself, I will create a cacao. And so there's also a 10% discount for anyone who wants to order some of the cacao from her, because for me, there are so many different plant medicines that we have, and the cacao for me is one. That was the first one that I consciously tried, and it's so amazing. I love it. So I'm gonna link that below as well. Yeah, so thank you so much, Shuy. It's been a pleasure. I've yeah, I just love you, man. You are, oh, you are such a wonderful person, and yeah, oh, big bear hugs from you, and I can't wait to see you again.
See you soon. See you
See you
soon.
soon.
Okay, take
Bye.
care. Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
You thought you were losing your mind, but you're just remembering who you are. The signs you've been seeing aren't signs, they're coordinates written in the stars. Every crazy thing you've seen, every vision, every dream, every nobody would believe me. That's your energy, vibration and frequency. You're not broken, you don't need healing. You're the one you're looking for, darling. You don't need saving, you need reminding. You already are the light.